Like what's your opinion, currently on the R&B state of the music game, right? Because a lot of people, they would like to say like, R&B is dead, and you have more rappers, trying to be melodic now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
So
say it all the time.
that's kind of diluting the whole R&B as well. So just kind of like, what's your opinion like on the current scene?
I think it's a void for the real soulful, like, the Monica, the Brandies, that whole feeling that we grew up with. That's missing. The current state, I think a lot of artists sound the same. So like in the storytelling, we're missing that. There's a lot of, it's a lot of melody. Now, it sounds good, but a lot of the storytelling, we're missing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Love and the emotion and the hurt, the pain, we missing some, it's missing.
What like out there and like what was the first, like, well, let's take it back. You kind of mentioned the different adversities you went through, in your career. So kind of just like, kind of enlighten me on that a little bit.
Okay, so even being a background singer, still wanting to pursue other music, working with different teams, being promised, oh yeah, I'm gonna sign you, or I've met a lot of people, been introduced to a lot of people, record labels, had deals placed before me, but they weren't the right things for me, and that's when I had to start learning the business. And being a background singer, I got close to one of the people that I was singing for, and just watching how his management or his different teams that I watched him go through, and the different deals, bad deals, and things like that. It was like, dang, I don't want to go through that. So it kind of pushed me back from wanting to pursue or really looking for a deal per se at that time, because of all the bullshit, the money not being right on the deals that you're supposed to get, or gigs that you take, and bad promoters and janky promoters taking your money literally.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, I've experienced a few bad situations that made me, I'd just rather just sing, because that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And that kind of like, we were just kind of speaking about this, the independent versus major type of situation, because, like with that being said with you, I wouldn't even really, I believe that you wouldn't trust a label either, so like.
No, I'd rather just get the money and do it myself.
Yeah.
Because, I've seen some bad deals, and I've been promised some things that it just never happens, and I don't want to get put in that position again. And I've seen some big artists get put in the same position. You get this deal, and we don't never hear your stuff ever again.
Yeah.
So.
Why do you feel like the industry is that way, to where it's almost like a smoke and mirror, like a.
I think that they want to put out what they want to put out, and a lot of times that's where the fight comes in, because as an artist, you want to put out what you feel, what drives you.
Yeah.
Like, it's the song, they want to pick a totally different single to come out with. I've heard that happen to a lot of artists.
Yeah.
This is a song that I really would have picked, and that would be the song that you listen to on their project over and over again. Like, dang, why didn't they put that song out? So, like, I think that happens with they'll promise us stuff, and they'll pick what they think the masses want to hear. And when it doesn't go, it hit the numbers that they think it should hit, and then you're shelved. That's it.
Yeah.
That was your opportunity to show us what you got. But you didn't pick what I wanted. So.
Moved up. What like what okay. So talk about some of like your past projects? Like who were some of those producers you working with? Kind of explain your style to the people that never heard your music before.
Okay, well, my style now is hip hop. I guess you would say hip hop, R&B. It's a little harder than what people would be used to me singing. I'm usually singing a lot of stuff that's a lot of ballads, slower, you know, like give you a vibe kind of tempo or whatever. I've worked with Chuck 1500 from 1500. I've worked with Terrence Martin on one of his projects with Chuck 1500. I met him through him. So like a laid back vibe was prior to this project that's coming out. Jazzy, bluesy kind of feel. But now it's a little more edgier than what people are used to.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Taking a chance.
When did you know, you run into Slim in the ice water situation come about?
I met Slim actually, it was, I want to say, maybe about 7 years ago or so. I mean, he probably may not even remember, but I met him at a photo shoot for a clothing line. I met him at a photo shoot. He was there, and I was working with Grimace 400 on one of his projects. So that's how I met Slim. He introduced me to Slim, and then we lost contact for a little while, and then a couple of years later, then I ran into Mud Dollars, and then we were all reconnected again. That was like about 5 years ago.
Contempt of court, you got the riot one. The bitch you crept when she a bum. Where did you find? What do you see? Boy, is you blind?